podcast, baby. I'm a buddy, he's a dude.
And I'm a dude, and he's a buddy.
Danny Martinello here, Jared Campbell.
Wow, you did it.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Danny's first intro.
My first intro. And I had my glasses on, too, looking real educated, spoke real eloquently. And eloquently. Educational is the universe. What are you looking at?
You're peeking there.
Am I peeking? I'm just
excited.
excited.
That's okay, buddy. We switched sides. I'm on Danny's side of the couch. Danny's on my side of the couch. So that was Danny's.
That was my intro.
Kicking off the show, baby.
Did you like that? Real excited, real passionate, eh? You just felt that jazz coming right through your earbuds.
I liked it. It's a nightcast.
It's a nightcast,
It's a
man.
nightcast. It's dark out there.
Little things to switch her up today. You know, I put on my glasses. We switch sides. We're doing it at the nighttime.
Our home smells like ribs right now. We just finished ribs in the oven. Danny's ribs.
I took them out from my body like Adam, and I gave it to the nice plate to feed you on there, buddy. And I guess you're a little bit of my Eve.
And on this Eve, Danny, I would like to say I think it's nice to switch things up because the way we've been doing things ain't working, brother.
No.
Not necessarily on this pod, but in life.
In our personal endeavors, I guess. Whatever, man. You live life and you learn.
You live and you learn. You know, Danny and I have gone through some personal growth.
To say the least. Personal growth, realizations, and I guess still can't speak. I haven't figured that fucking part out.
Oh, that side of the couch didn't help you.
Yeah, but actually, it goes back to our old days where I would flubber every word, and then we had a nice.
See, we're getting back to our roots right now.
Getting back to your roots.
Danny and I we're off the bottle.
We're off the bottle officially. We're 5 days in.
This is day 5.
This is day 5.
Got my
when you
Nomo
hear this,
app fired up. I got Sober October is well on the way. Danny's out of here tomorrow.
I'm out of here tomorrow.
This pod he'll already have been gone for about 5 days by the time this airs, and it's just gonna be me here holding the fort down. I'm gonna make sure that your bed is well slept in, that your clothes are well worn.
Yep.
Your jokes will be well done on stage,
polished.
It's gonna be.
There won't be raw pizzazz of Danny. They'll have a little grit of Jared.
It's gonna be you with the edge on. Well, no, edge on, pizzazz off.
Yeah, I guess
you're a showman up there.
I am. I put the show in showbiz.
That's right.
Just wish I could have a little bit more biz.
And I put the
prick in prick.
Sad in sadness.
Yeah. No, I think it's. I got a little edgy on stage yesterday because I was just trying my hardest to get these guys to break, and then this guy gave me.
We had a tough crowd.
Yeah, this guy gave me an attitude a little bit, like I could see it, and then I resorted to kind of saying, "Whatever, buddy. It looks like you can't even do 25 pounds on your shoulder press, you little fucking runt."
Dude, that has got to be the pinnacle of the alpha state when you revert to telling a guy that you can lift more than him.
Yeah,
while you're
and then
on stage.
Immediately, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I went, "I'm sorry, dude. I'm just hopped up here, man. You look like a nice guy, and you're probably strong."
Probably put up 15 on each.
Yeah, I was like, "You're probably strong in other assets of your life here, man. And like, don't get me wrong, I still think you can't lift heavy weight, but I think you're a good guy, and I apologize for that. It's just a little hopped up on kratom still."
Sorry I missed this show, dude. That sounds like a ball.
No, it was good. And then I had to work so hard. And then you know how that one time where I saw the guy looking through the window while I was doing that Asian little cat thing, and then it said I looked like a sexy girl in Amsterdam.
Yep.
I had to basically pull out all the stops because there was 3 comics before me. The mic stand broke, so they just threw the mic stand on the ground.
First of all, that mic stand didn't break. That mic stand is broken.
Yeah, no,
it's been broken.
But it's not even that, dude. It just everybody turns it, right? So when they're twisting it to out of their normal fidgetedness, they unscrewed the whole thing, and then they couldn't comprehend I have to screw it back in. So then I screwed it back in, and then I just talked about. I was like, you know what? Actually, that wasn't enough man stuff to say that you can't lift the things. You know what some man stuff was? Fixing some broken shit.
That's great.
And then that was my only applause break.
I spent the last 30 seconds of my set at the comedy club in question fixing that mic stand. because I like to tug on it and tap it a bit.
You always love tugging
while
a
I'm doing
stick.
my shtick.
Stand.
I like to keep it close, and I do tend to fuck with it. And I remember I spent the last 30 seconds screwing it in. And you know what, Danny? In lieu of a closer, it is nice to just have something to work on up there.
It is. Yeah, I tried all the rest of the jokes I wanted to work on, and nothing was working, so I decided to work like a man and fix a broken thing.
That is great, man.
Too bad I can't fix my broken heart.
Oh, my God. Or just your broken life in general.
I'm just kidding. My heart's not broken. It's full, dude.
You're a happy boy.
I'm a happy boy. I have a full heart. I have a loving family. I have a loving girlfriend. I have loving friends. I have a roof over my head. I have the abundance of prosperity in front of my future, and
oh man, what a fucking
and the pills are working.
What a clunker that was.
What do you mean? That sounded good. I got the abundance of prosperity in my future.
Yeah.
Yep. How is that a clunker?
I don't know, dude.
You know what's a clunker right now? I think it's because you're not sitting in this seat and you're all fucked up.
Yeah, I don't like that we did this switcheroo, dude.
Well, sometimes you have to do things you don't like, Jared.
I liked your intro though.
Thank you.
That was good.
Thank you.
Over here.
It was 21 weeks of watching you do it.
21 weeks of me showing you how to do it.
Yeah, and I felt like I was the little. I felt like I was the.
You were the mediator.
Apprentice. I was the apprentice, and I finally got to my journeyman state.
I would love if there was
30-year apprentice,
a
and
pane
now
of glass between you and I, and you over there, and then every now and then the camera just throws you. I'm like, look at this fucking dork,
and then I'm just on the glass, just tongue fucking it.
Well, listen, let's check in and talk about what.
Okay, well, let's check in, and how about you start, because I can tell the viewers and listeners already know I'm at a regular level.
You are at a regular level.
I'm back at a regular level, baby.
I'm coming around.
You are.
I'm coming around. It's been ebbs and flows, ups and downs.
I'm looking.
I think it's that whole, the first week when you're getting off the booze and you're starting to. Getting off the drink, getting off that swill,
getting off that dirty, muddy water.
Yeah, dude. There's like this adjustment,
Oh yeah.
Where I'm excited for it, and again, I'm 4 days in. I like it, and I know 4 days, and I do 4 days all the time. It's just more that now I know that I got a lot coming up.
Yes.
Right, October and perhaps beyond. And
we are going to go beyond. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah, I'm going to go beyond.
You're going to start this journey of sobriety with me again.
I'm going to go beyond. And I think that
I'm a little Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Well, no Buzz left years.
Yeah,
buddy.
no Buzz left here. Yeah, exactly.
Can't get Buzz
All
anymore.
you are is Woody.
Just fucking me and these white walls while you're gone,
yeah,
bro.
No, you're not a Buzz Lightyear. You're that fucking next door neighbor's toys, the crazy Barbie ones.
Yeah,
dude. I mean? The ones that are all demented and
missing
ready
a fucking eye.
Yeah, ready to kill.
Got a leg for an arm.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt your check.
No. It's all part of it. Because I think part of me is looking forward to the prospect of kind of doing this thing for the next few weeks without you here. In that I know that I have to keep myself accountable.
Well,
like I have to make myself go to the gym every day. I have to, I get myself. I'm usually first up.
Yep.
But so that getting out of bed is not really a problem. But now I don't have to wake up and see
me
smiling
at you. You can just wake up and go.
Yeah.
And then I don't have to go. Well, it looks like we're starting our day off with a yell, aren't we?
Yeah, I always
Jarrett?
come out here. I let my day starts me going, and then you hear Danny go, "Open the door."
Yeah, open up.
And I have to open his door, and he's sitting there and laying there. He's got his fucking blanket wrapped around his legs. He's always looks like he just fell asleep 30 minutes ago.
Well, I wake up early.
Takes another hour in bed.
Sirens and
but
shit.
so the idea now, I'm going to hold myself accountable, which is pretty cool. And I think I'm going to do what we've been doing, just kind of stay locked in and focused. But there's going to be a lot of quiet here. And when it's quiet, it's actually quite noisy, isn't it, Danny?
It is.
Upstairs. So I have to... I'm going to go up into the attic with a flashlight over the next couple of weeks.
Dust off some cobwebs.
Have a look
Take
behind
some
that old
photos out.
I'm
Blow
gonna
the
look
dust off
behind that old chest in the corner that I have not moved since I was a teenager.
Hey, you can look deep inside and see the boy in it.
We're going to look exactly.
The boy you locked up in the attic for so many years.
I just hope when I open it up, it's got one of those like rays of light that comes and hits my face, and not just like a on dry ice.
Yeah,
sort of
and
feel that
more
comes
of the briefcase from Pulp Fiction, less
Yes.
Pandora's box from Tomb Raider.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. That is exactly what I'm looking for.
Every morning, I'm going to send you, I got a pocket full of
Send me an
sunshine.
affirmation every morning.
I will.
So I think right now,
You are
Danny,
not a dickhead.
I am.
That's what
Dude, if you could
You are not a dickhead.
don't
you are.
No, don't switch it up for 30 days. You are not a dickhead.
You are not a dickhead. Go
You
out
are
there.
not a
and be-
dickhead.
Yeah.
I am not a dickhead. But I'm gonna do it all. I'm gonna feel good. I got lots of shows lined up. So far, I actually got a good month in the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. And I gotta go out after this fucking night cast here, and I got 2 shows tonight. Gonna close one out, and I'm gonna come straight home. You're gonna be packed, and then
Probably
when we go
won't
to
be
bed
asleep.
tonight, I'm not gonna see you for a while.
Want to move your mattress into my room? We'll have a little sleepover?
Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be good, eh?
Would you like us to record that, guys? I think the only way for us to get away with doing that and being able to live with ourselves is if we turned it into a podcast.
And we don't turn the lights on, but we had a headlamp.
Because if we just did that, if I just brought my mattress into your bedroom and we slept and we chatted in there all night, and then the next day we're like, let's not talk about this on the pod, then that's a weird thing we did.
Yeah. That's very weird, and I think the listeners, viewers, as well as us, would be very kind of concerned. On
That's
what's
kind of a
going
week
on.
off podcast. We're going to take a week off.
Yeah, that's more of a Christmas holiday kind of podcast.
So I'm a 7 tonight.
You're 7 tonight.
6-8. I was rounding up for you. I'm a 6-8. I'm hoping that
Well, that's good because I think you were a 6 when you started the day.
I think I'm
A little sad, somber.
south of 6, bro.
Sad, somber video evidence.
That's my next album, South of 6. I'm gonna I'm gonna go do these shows. I'm gonna come back hopefully feeling all right. I'm gonna go to bed, get a good sleep. Then you're gone, and it's just me, and maybe Fink will come back.
Maybe Fink will come back.
But that's high hopes.
Speaking of Fink, I saw a dead rat run over on the street. I thought it was him. Gave him a little.
Every time I see a dead
Espirito
rat,
Santos.
my first thought is that might be Fink.
Yeah.
And every time I see a live rat, my first thought is that might be Fink.
Fink is out there. Let's say that Fink is alive. He's doing well. He moved out of his starter pad here, and now he's on to Pewter City. He's left Pallet Town. He's on to Pewter City.
Yeah, bigger, stronger, faster.
He's collecting.
Sexier.
Yeah, he's collecting
Nice
badges.
fat rat ass.
Oh, buddy, and his nice big balls dragging on the streets of New York.
Big owners.
That's kind of like my buddy owned 3 rats, and I had to stay at his place once because I was kicked out of the place I was currently living, and I had to move all my stuff into a storage locker. And while I was doing that in Toronto, I had to stay in his place.
Yep.
And I had to sleep on the couch, but he let his rats were free range rats. So I'd be sleeping, and then the rats would just crawl all over me in his basement apartment. And sometimes they would piss, but I would get angry. And then he told me, that it's not like they want to pee on you just so they can come back and smell the scent.
No,
So I had to be okay with rats pissing on me for a little bit.
No, you didn't. First of all, you
had
did not
to.
have
It
to
was
be
his
okay
house.
with rats peeing on
It was
you.
his house, bro. It was the equivalent of going to like a Ukrainian place. And
All
they're
right,
like,
dude. Listen,
Eat the pierogies.
you can stay here.
You can stay here.
But something's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot.
It was
okay?
actually more like-
these rats gonna be clawing up your leg. They're gonna take big hot piss on your belly
It was
in your lap. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do not touch them. You're gonna lean back. You're gonna say thank you very much, and then you're gonna roll over. And you're gonna go back to bed. That'll be that.
It was actually more like, okay, Danny, you can stay on my couch, but you're not allowed to be angry at the rat. They're gonna crawl on you, but if you're home, if they're home, and if not, you're.
Oh,
you're
I
a
know
guest.
who you're talking about.
You're a guest in their home. That's what it was. And
What's the matter, buddy? Rat got your tongue?
Yeah. Yeah. But then they were like scrummaging in the, they were very cute rats, and I grown to appreciate them, and I grown to like them. But at first I thought it was a very strange animal to own. And then I remembered I played this game. I can't remember what it was for Sega, but it was a comic book game. It was like you were in a character in a comic book, and you were trying to escape the comic book because all the evil was coming out of it. And you had a little pet rat that you would release, and then it would smell all the little treasures or like hidden things. And then I was like, well, I guess they're kind of like that.
Well, I knew a guy that had and it's kind of the same as yours, because like that's not a domesticated rat. That motherfucker just had rats. Yeah, they're free range. They piss everywhere. It's
Buddy,
like these
these
aren't
were-
pets, dude. You got rats came and you closed the door.
No, these were like taken from Florida, brought to Ontario, and then smuggled into Alberta after.
Berta, and you guys are
They're
rat
rat free. So if he got caught with them, $3,000 for each rat, and then they kill him on site. So he would have got a $9,000 fine, and then they would have just drowned him.
Easier
in
to own
front
a
of him.
gun than a rat in Berta.
Yes.
Wow. I knew a guy that had
Unless you're in Calgary, and then they're all full of rats there.
I had a guy that owned
Just kidding.
a raccoon.
A lot of people are nice in Calgary. I like them.
Knew a guy that owned a raccoon.
A raccoon.
Raccoon, but same thing. I don't think it was domesticated. He's like, I got this raccoon as a pet, but it was terrifying. You just stayed away from him.
Yeah.
We had a ferret for a minute. I told that story on here before. We had a ferret that just terrorized my family for 7 days, and we had to get rid of it.
I had a buddy that owned several ferrets, and they stink.
It's very stinky.
They have a distinct smell.
This was an albino too.
Oh,
so it had
dirty
red
little
eyes.
fucker.
Fucking stunk, and it hid all of our spoons under the grandfather
It hid
clock.
your spoons.
Took all of our spoons. Hid them
What
under
did
the
it have?
grandfather
Its
clock.
fascination. Little did you know it was just heroin. Or
It's funny because it liked shiny objects, but for some reason
Stayed away from you, eh?
Oh yeah,
you dull dark
safe.
cloud over here.
I was safe. They say the only way to have the respect of a ferret is to smell worse than the ferret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you become ferret king.
That's right.
King
I
of
was
ferrets.
Rat king. And then when they took the ferret away, I was just plain old fucking loser
Rat.
dickhead
yeah.
with no friend in my room at night.
Those are things.
I had hamsters.
I had gerbils. Gerbils were my first things, and then we would put them in a gerbil dragster. It was just a drag car that had a hamster ball, and then they would race. And me and my brother, we would release them. Spaz and Martha. He had Spaz, and I had Martha. Named her after Martha from Hammy the Hamster. And great show. I loved it. The guinea pig was great. He would always be driving around on an RC car. That was kind of why I always had an imagination as a kid. But did you ever watch that show, Hammy the Hamster? Oh, dude, I loved it, man. They were all like doing. Then the guinea pig, he was like an inventor, mechanic, all around, jack of all trades, and he was like the cool guy, and he'd always like help them on their missions with little inventions.
Whatever holds up today.
I think it would. Same with Mouse and the Motorcycle.
I had a hamster. Well, that I can get into.
Mouse and the
And I
Motorcycle
will while
was
you're
great.
away.
I'd always go to the library and then rent it, and then
I don't know if I told this on here before, but I had a hamster that it was in its hamster ball, and then one time I came out, and because you hear its ball on the hardwood floor rolling around, and then one time I just heard the ball stop rolling, and I'm like, what's going on out there? Came out, lid was off, right? It was gone, and we had this
gotta watch the wires.
No, we had this vent that was open. Right? All the time, because I had like a squeaky...
Fell down there.
Yeah, I don't think he fell down there. This motherfucker was trying to Shawshank out of there, bro.
Yeah, more
We
like...
found him in the furnace.
Oh, did
And
you?
he was all covered in soot. Like, he was all all blackened and stuff. My dad pulled him out, and you could just the look on this motherfucker's face. He's like, I almost got away. Like, he wanted out, dude. Because I don't know, man. He would bite me all the time. I had a weird relationship, as I've told you, with birds and small animals. And they
what do you do with the small creatures, Jared?
I lick their pee-pees. Just a kid, though, right?
Jared, what are you doing?
Just a kid. Danny, you haven't checked in.
I know. I get it. Fine, I'll check in right now. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling excited. I'm not looking forward to the commute in the early morning to go to LaGuardia, Newark International Airport.
Jersey.
Yeah, I ended up getting a buddy pass from a friend for Porter Airlines, and I saved a couple bucks, but then I just realized I'm paying the equal amount of money that I would have saved if I just flew out of LaGuardia.
Oh, because you're not even... So Porter, I think, is worth it when you're flying right into downtown Toronto.
Yeah, Porter.
That's awesome.
But Porter's a direct flight from Newark to...
Winnipeg.
To Winnipeg. So
That's because you can't fly really straight to Winnipeg. From when I was doing Winnipeg, the Fest... I had to fly to Toronto both times for a connecting flight.
Yeah, and I just wanted to get in there and...
that's all right,
yeah,
though.
that's okay. I got an early commute. Got to be
just
up
a nice
and out.
2-hour commute at 6 a.m. shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, up and out the door by 6 a.m. Got to go to work, hey? Papa's got to work.
Yep. Yeah, you do. And
Papa's
you're
gotta
actually going to bring a little bag back.
I'm going to bring a little bag
and you're going
back.
to put it into our home.
Put it into our home. I'm going to buy us a new pot because the one that we're using, their handles are shitty, and what are they? Lee Cuisine here. We're going to have to get a steel pan. I've been looking at a lot of videos on steel pan cooking. Like to get a skillet, but we'll see what's going on. But besides that, I'm feeling at like a 7-8, dude. I feel like there's room for improvement in the happiness, but I feel like I'm at a nice medium. I'm excited to get back to this battle of sobriety, dude. That's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to. I racked up 2.5 years last time, kind of blew it when the Oilers happened, started to get into a little recession there. So I'm looking to go for 3 years. I guess I'm really looking forward to going home to see my girlfriend. I'm really looking forward home to get a nice Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I'll be home
I'm going to
for
miss Thanksgiving. So, because Canadian Thanksgiving happens like a whole month before.
Yeah, this year it's usually around the 10th and 11th, but this year it's on the 14th of October.
If I may.
You may.
I think that we do it right.
I think we do.
I like how you got to have a bigger gap than 1 month between Thanksgiving and Christmas. What are you doing? You having fucking turkey? 30 days apart? What the fuck you doing? Are you having ham on one day and a turkey on the other?
Ham stuffing. What are you going to get? Turkeys? You're going to get a pheasant?
It's too many. Because if you're traveling to see family and shit, it's a lot more. That's enough of a gap where you might want to see them again.
But I think it works well for America because it's so close to Christmas that they get all their Christmas shopping done on Black Friday, and then they just assault 13 old ladies trying to get a blender.
13 old ladies?
Yeah, they punch out 13 old ladies to get a 46-inch flat screen Toshiba, while an old lady's trying to just get a nice little Cuisine Art blender for a little bit, and then they go, "Get out of the way, Martha!" And then they just...
Nothing really puts into perspective what America is more than Black Friday, dude.
Yeah.
You got when you got that poor kid who's just working fucking 4 hours at Walmart that night and he gets trampled.
Yeah, and they put
somebody to get an Insignia television.
And they put the big obese guys working at the Walmart up front like linemen, and then they just get knocked on their ass.
Yeah, they're not actually built to be linemen.
No,
they're fucking powered by Code Red Mountain Dew.
Yeah, they're powered by Code Mountain Dew and Hot Tostitos cheesy chips. That's what they are. They're fueled on, and then they're the kind of people where they're like, "Oh yeah."
Could you imagine, dude? When you're digging your heels in, you're watching that gate come up, and you got 300 frothing fucking Nebraska natives just ready to just charge the fucking door, dude. Yeah, not
Nebraska,
not Native Americans from Nebraska.
Yeah,
people who are native to Nebraska. Yeah, good catch, Danny.
Yeah, you're welcome. We're trying to do things here. Got to stop doing accents. We got to stop.
Danny and I have taken some stock in perhaps there are some. Well, actually,
he might have a character that comes out on Halloween, but I don't think he will.
We shouldn't.
No, he's a off the cast kind of guy. We invite.
Good friend of ours, full-time listener.
Pakistan Dan.
Yeah.
Was that the listener?
No, I was just going to say that our buddy Paul told us not to do that.
Oh, yes. We can't. Yes.
Pakistan Dan, great character.
Great character.
Well, can't be done on air.
Can't be done on air.
Or at home.
Well, you could do them at home.
But we don't.
But we don't.
Danny, could you in a million years have pictures? Now that you're going home, you're going to go see your family. You're going back to Edmonton.
Yep.
We were talking earlier about how different our lives would have been had we risen to only the heights that we thought we could rise to when we lived in the towns that we lived in.
Oh, like what? Like our
you didn't
realistic dream.
You would have never thought when you go home and you're looking around your house and you picture young Danny in there, 14 years old, fresh off his mom's boob, and you would have thought at best, right? You're going to be working blue collar.
Well, see, there's the thing, right?
Something in the trades.
I knew
you
what
had
I
some theater.
I knew what I wanted to do, like artistically, at a very young age, around like 12, 11. I kind of always knew I was going to get into the arts, but there was a time in my life where it's like a fascination right now, where it's like a lot of people are like, "Oh man, I wish I could be an entertainer. I wish I could be a sports player. I wish I could be like a movie star. Wish I could be like." I don't know, something else. That's not what they are doing that day. But, you know.
And that's the imagination of somebody from Edmonton. It just runs out after 3 options.
Well, you never know. They could have been an aerospace engineer. They could have been a... well, even then, I just start going to like regular Joe jobs, like an underwater welder. But I think it's like I constantly have this thing where I'm I'm the reverse of it, where I'm like, man, wouldn't it just be sweet to like be a guy that has a 9-to-5, a good little pension job, has a wife, has a kid, has a family. Their summer vacations are cottaging in the cabins and
every now and then it would be nice to take my healthy paycheck, put a chunk of it towards my mortgage, which is for a home, which I have my family in, and then another little chunk goes towards my pension, which is money that'll be waiting for me when I have a set date that I can retire. You know,
that's it. And
but
then
we chose.
And then you got like a dog and stuff. But we chose
roommates as adult men.
But we're chasing the damn dream, baby. But it's dude, and I remember I was driving with this comedian dude, and I was like, it was a sad but happy but also hilarious moment where we're driving behind this trailer, right? Where we just came from a nice like. I don't know. It was like some gigs out in BC or it was in Banff or something, and we're driving behind this trailer, and as he's driving, he goes, and then like a couple seconds go by, and then another.
I like this guy.
And then I looked at him. I was like, "You all right, man?" And he goes, "I would trade it all just for that." Just for one day of that, I would trade it all. And then he like started like kind of tearing and almost crying. And then
what was that?
It was a family in a trailer and going on a vacation.
Oh, the family. And it had the sticker on the back said baby on board.
Baby on board. And then you had like the whole like.
And then he just zones out. He plows into the back of the trailer.
Slowly drifts off into the oncoming lane.
Hits the rumble strip.
Yeah, no, but it was like I fascinate about those things sometimes because like I don't know, man. It's like. But then hindsight's 2020 or whatever, the roles are reversed, and all my buddies are like, dude, I'd trade it all for what you're doing right now.
Yeah, but no, it's the grass is always greener thing. And for me, I don't know if any grass is green. Like I said, I think it's just hot asphalt on both sides of that fence. But
yeah, you know, I would just really like to trade in this dream of aspirating to be the highest potential entertainer in the world so I can have a 10 days on, 3 days off up in the patch, coming back to my whore wife who's fucking the neighbor, and then I lose my house, I lose my car, I lose everything, but I still gotta go back for the hitch, baby.
Yeah, you think you got 4 days to yourself, but your kid's fucking suspended again.
You gotta
the kid's home from fucking school. He's lighting fires in the bathroom.
Trade this beautiful dream that we have and this beautiful life, Jared, for a life of misery and pain, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah, but there's, dude. Yeah. No, but on the other side, dude, there are also nights. There are nights where you're riding the fucking subway at 1 a.m. You're like, yeah, I would trade this.
Oh, 100%,
to just be in a fucking car right now.
100%.
I'm wheeling into my winding driveway.
Doing one of
garage doors halfway up, so I know the wife's fucking the neighbors tonight.
But you don't care because you're fucking your neighbor.
It's a swingers party, baby.
Oh, my God. And then she wants to stay together for the kids.
Oh, God. Yeah, there's a...
Oh.
I don't know.
Pause plays. We got in the middle of we got an all-inclusive vacation rolling down the street right now.
That's what we were talking about. It.
That's what we got.
These things were
we got a $600 round trip to Puerto Rico, rocking down this Gates Avenue.
These
right now.
Yeah, the Puerto Ricans here, which I actually love it because honestly, what they've done is they've taken again. You want to go back to what we were in high school. You were talking about how your stereo system costs more than your car.
Dude, I love
these guys here.
98 Ford Contour. I just won a $5,000 contest. I was in Humber College. Won a nationwide 6-week competition of creating videos within 48 hours, putting them out, getting the most votes. Rogers, Who's Got the Touch, took my $5,000, bought an $800 98 Ford Contour, and then I put a $2,500 sound system, JBL bangers, dude.
And it sounds good in the car, but the outside of the car sounds like it's falling the fuck apart.
Dude,
Did you have a spoiler on that, baby?
Yeah, but it was normal. It was like the small little one that came.
Oh yes, factory.
But as I was driving down the Yellowhead, dude, the hood, boom, on the highway, just flipped up.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, dude, I'm going 95 because the car couldn't go over 100.
Candy.
It couldn't go over 110, or else it would lug. And then I bang, smash, had to pull over, but it was wicked because I had all sick fucking JBL speakers, everything, subs, 2 10-inch pounders. It was unreal. Sound deck, everything, dude.
Well, yeah, no, that is sick. And that's what I was going to say is that the guys in our neighborhood, they just rip out the back half of their car and install literal home stereos.
Yeah, and that's their right because America's for the land of the brave and free. And if you're brave enough to take out the back 2 seats and put a JBL sound system in, god damn, I wish all the freedom to you.
Hey, don't get me wrong. They still get 4 people into the car.
Yeah.
There's just only 2 seats.
Yeah. You got the kid in the back. Rattling.
Meals, mommy,
We've been collecting a lot of balls too on our roof. There's a young family next door. We actually have we got a ball over there with the Puerto Rican flag on it because we got a couple baseball players.
Puerto Rico, number 21.
They've roofed about 12 balls right now onto the roof outside Danny's window. And I hear you want to talk about dreams when you're a kid. I always dreamed of that day where I could be the janitor that went on the roof once a week and kicked all those basketballs and volleyballs and soccer balls back to the kids. Did you ever have that?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they would gather, but then you'd get the janitor who's just kind of a little fed up. And he just put a little stink on him when he threw him back.
Oh yeah,
like
whip
you
him
get
back.
your ball back, but here it comes.
And then you look at
60 miles per hour right to the chest.
the schoolyard sack of shit that's always scuffing up the hallway. So you got to get the scuff marks off. And
The guy that's wrapping the tether ball
Yeah.
all the way
And the-
around the
and the-
top of the pole so
the-
you can't play with it.
Yeah, just the mean bully, and then he has his one ball that his parents made a fuss about getting off the roof. That's why the janitor had to knock it all down, and then he pulls out his utility knife and just punctures it and then throws it back down.
You can't see what he's doing up there
Yeah,
with the
you
balls.
can. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. Looks like your ball was punctured."
Yeah,
Full
that
6-inch slit down the seam.
because that's too something that I saw those guys, and if you had more than fucking 7 or 8 keys on your loop, I thought that was power.
I was always
Having access to every room in the school.
in trouble in elementary school, and that was my I'd have to stay after school, or I wouldn't be able to go out for recess, or I wouldn't be able to go out for lunch, and I'd have to hang out with the janitor and take scuff marks off the floor and everything. And it was a pretty cool guy, raging alcoholic. I watched him drink on the job, and I'm like in grade 4.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was sick. Take it in the boiler room. He'd just swig a bunch of liquor, and then he'd
Don't
be
you
like,
fucking too when you're a kid and you see those people drinking on the job, because there was a teacher that we had once and we all kind of like came together and got him canned. Alex Pavone's trying to call me. Should I take it?
no, just let it ring.
Yeah?
Well, let him ring. Last time we had a caller on the pod, it wasn't really good.
Pavy? I'm just recording the podcast with Danny right now.
What's going on, Pavone? You're live and on the air.
Oh, I'm live on air. Oh, okay. I can't tell you this story live on air. But
Okay.
I have to tell you something that's phenomenal.
You got something for me?
You got some hot
No,
tea?
it can't be live on air.
No. Of course. I'll call you back when we're done here.
Call me back. 'Cause
Okay.
It's like truly remarkable.
I can't.
Oh
wait.
my God!
I can't wait.
We're
brother.
looking forward to it.
Remarkable.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Later, buddy.
Bye. Oh, Danny, I like that.
I like that too. And
Oh, I
listeners
like that,
too.
Danny.
Little New York tea, I think we're getting.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Pavy doesn't call you and say he's got a story unless it's fucking good,
Woo.
dude. It's gonna be good. I like a little sauce.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I saying?
You were saying that like you
Oh,
had
the
all
people
the
drinking.
teachers.
Yeah. Because you'd see this, like we kind of came together because we had a teacher, like a supply teacher, who was just adult and was drinking on the job. We knew that they were drinking.
Adult?
Yeah, they're dumb.
Okay.
Not an adult. It was an adult.
Yeah. Oh,
But they're-
I heard adult.
Just not a good teacher, not qualified. And then we saw they were fucking drinking, got them, and then we came together because it was like the kids in the class were like, "Oh, we have a mystery we can solve here."
Yeah.
We got a bottle of booze in their bag, whatever. And we ended up reporting snitched rats.
Yeah.
Right, got them canned, and we thought that was really cool. But now I look back, I'm like, God damn, let the person drink.
Yeah, but then you also realize, like, as a little kid, you're like, oh man, these guys are so old, but then they're just like 30.
Yeah, 30 having a nip at work.
Oh yeah,
Haven't we all done
just
that?
miserable pricks because you got a 6-year-old calling them a.
Haven't we all done that? And shouldn't we all be allowed to do that? Unless you're working with heavy machinery or, I guess, teaching kids. But
I used to operate a telehandler on a little bit of a buzz when I was like going through.
what's a telehandler?
Telehandler is a rough terrain, a forklift. It has the 4 wheels. It can kind of crab walk. It extends the arm.
Oh, you had a
everything.
few before you got on there?
Yeah, about like 6 grosses, and then I went and operated it on a fucking
fat
on a
kid.
multi-million-dollar movie set, just trying to like.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. The fat grill. I like a can of grill.
Oh yeah, we had a
Cold can.
my foreman was a raging alcoholic. And,
What was his name? So not last name.
his name was Barry. Little, he was like 5'6". He was like 5'6". He was 5'6".
I bet he was mad.
Oh, dude, he was angry.
mad.
And he'd always every time he'd be like, "I love my kids playing soccer and baseball. My fucking bitch wife is always on my ass."
You know what
You
happens?
guys want
right?
to have a beer? But then we started thinking he was a little bit of a snitch, right? Because he took my position because I had to step down because I wasn't really.
Do you think
Adequate.
He comes into work fucking so mad because like every fucking day he's coming by and every week and month.
Yeah, because
and
when
year
you're
he's
working
going to
film,
work,
you have no life.
No, he's walking through that fucking doorway before he leaves his home.
He goes,
and
I
he
just wish I could slap the top of
He
it.
sees the marks on the side of where his kids are when they're growing, right? 5, 6. And then the day that he walked by and his son was taller than him, and he just came in and he fucking ratted you out.
He's like, not this life. No, I see it where, but that job is, you got like really miserable if you're in film and television in the construction side and you really have a big push.
Anything, dude. The
You're
thing about,
you're working 12-hour days and then you're working fucking nonstop.
the thing about film and television is
Work
it's
67 days straight.
It's very unglamorous place. Like
Yeah.
everything that you see on TV, what goes on behind the scenes, 95% of the jobs that have to be done, even the acting, like if you're waiting around on set all day, fine, but like all of like the grips and everything and all the lighting, like it's tough fucking work. Like that is labor.
Oh, yeah.
You're striking sets at the end of every night. You're building them up in the morning.
Buddy, and then you're moving flats. You're like doing
It's
all these crazy
straight
things,
fucking
moving
labor work.
sidewalls.
And it's kind of cool in the sense that like there is this final polished product that you can always say, I worked on that.
Oh, it was great. And
But
in the start of
it's
the
hell.
start of the season, you're working in like a warehouse basically, and by the end of it, you're walking around the Enterprise.
I got to run a camera. I went to school for television broadcasting, and it was in Hamilton, Ontario, and they were the Hamilton Bulldogs played there, who were the Montreal Canadiens farm team in the AHL.
Yeah, okay.
Right. And so one of the things you did in like second year or something is we went and you had to film the game. We broadcast the games. They were broadcasting that channel. It was by the college. Shit fucking production. But the first time I did it, because I thought at that time, I was like, oh, maybe I want to be a camera. Maybe I want to because I always loved being around sports. So I thought, hey,
you're like looking, I'm going to work
filming
at
sports
Sportsnet
might
or
be
whatever.
cool. And I remember I was running the camera and I was right on the ice. I was one of the ones on the ice with like the hole. And right off the first puck drop, there was a scrap, and I got the scrap in my lens, and like I got to film this fight like right up close. I was like, this is dope. And then the rest of it was like okay, like because now you're just standing around, you have to kind of follow the puck, and it's kind of a boring game. It's like it's an empty arena. You know what I mean?
When buddy's skating by off camera, you're like 67, 94, call you a bitch.
You got someone yapping in your ear who's just somebody that's also in your program that you don't really respect. But then when it was after it was all done. Right, I was like, okay, cool. Game's done 9:30. I can go fucking get drunk, go get stoned with the boys, get back to my place, play some Call of Duty.
Yep.
And it's like, no, you're here for 4 more hours, running cable, wrapping cables, loading trucks, putting shit away. I'm like, yeah, dude. When the production's done, there's a whole team of people there, right into the fucking night.
That's kind of what I liked. When I got to do transport calls, was you like go, you get your sound van because I didn't have my full light, like my air brakes and stuff, so I had to only drive ones that didn't have air brakes. And then you would just help everybody wrap cables, drive to the next location, get paid for the 8 hours. But then it was like a big kind of rush where it was like, let's get all this shit, go, 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 go. And then you'd wrap everything, boom, you set it all, and then like you'd get really upset if some people like pushed it because you would still get paid for that flat 8 even if you worked 2 hours, 3 hours. So I loved the rush of transport where it was like chill till you get there. But then you could also do like some double days where you'd work your day, go and do 2 sets, and then you'd go and do like a midnight or 1 a.m. pickup. But then your next day you'd just be a zombie.
Yeah, well, that's like when I was doing working just night shift at fucking in the freezer at Chapman's, and that was like sometimes you come
I
in
still love, dude, every time you say
know, dude.
I was working at
Chapman's
I
ice
just
cream.
picture you, dude, just doing like little like mini bong hits in the freezer.
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
small little bong like this big, like a 3-inch bong.
Oh, it was when the shift was done. I like going home, and it was like, because I would get home and my family was waking up, and I would just go. I'd grab a big handful of beers and just run up to my room. Because for me, it's 7 p.m. But
The Chapman liquor goblin.
7 a.m. The worst was having to sneaking back down for another load of beers when everyone's just my mom's putting jam on toast. And I was like, just a few more.
Don't worry, Mom. I had a hard day at Chapman's. My boss is down my throat, and the vanilla chocolate chip mint. Yeah, let me tell you, you ain't getting a batch over at the gas stations.
Bro, all you had to do was drop a box in that place, and if it had any damage, it went into the fucking thing where you could just take it home.
That was like...
it was awesome. But no, what I was going to say is that when you're talking about those hours, it's like sometimes I go into that job, right? You'd get there at like 9 p.m. or something, and you'd be like, all right, tonight's jam, dude. Like, tonight's going to be fucking easy, in and out. Sometimes you have like a 4-hour shift. You're leaving at 2 in the morning. You're like, fuck yeah. Then sometimes you're always getting like at least your 40, 50 hours or whatever it was in the week. So then you come in the next night and it's like, 15 hours, and you never fucking knew what night it was going to be that.
Oh.
Right? So you would go in blind, and every time you like open the door in the lunchroom, you'd see all the orders out.
Yeah.
So some nights, boom, we're out of here in a few hours. And some nights there's no fucking end.
Did you ever have like I know you think you asked me if I ever quit or got fired, but
Yeah.
what are like the job, like, were there any wicked times where you got like, you quit? And
Where I
you kinda,
quit?
Yeah, like you quit and you kind of like stuck it to the man.
That job I quit.
How'd you quit? Just a regular 2 weeks
No,
notice?
that was a regular quit because I was doing that during the summers when I was going to school.
Oh, so it was seasonal.
Actually, there was a job I quit when I said on a previous pod that my first job was working at that gas station. There actually was the first time I really went to work where I actually got a paycheck was I went to work on this guy's farm. I went to work on this dude's farm, and I remember
Did you like
Dude.
start as like a farrier or something?
doing everything, like whatever
Whoa.
you would do if you like lived on the farm.
Little
You just-
farmhand.
a farmhand, and so like I was helping like with equipment. I was helping dig fucking holes. I would do it one day. So and this guy would always yell at me too. Like he would yell at me.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I was
it's
in
farm.
trouble all the time, and I didn't like that. And then I remember the second day I was over there, I picked rocks for an entire day.
Okay.
Picking rocks out of a field. You ever done that?
Did you
work?
did you ever find
I found no gems, no rubies,
nice ones?
no dinosaur bones.
no dinosaur ones?
No.
Well, I think it is important though on a farm, because the cattle will step on it and then they'll have a cyst.
Yeah. I understand the need for it, but I didn't like doing it.
Well, yeah, who
And
wants
then-
to pick up rocks?
But then, so I picked rocks all day, and then
the only person who likes picking rocks is crackheads.
that's right.
Yeah, because then they gotta smoke them out.
Woo! Oh man, no, these were boulders, baby. But then I went. So, anyways, I was working. Later, it was either later on that same. I know it was the next day, I think. And now it was raining. It was wet, and this is my first time doing like hard labor.
Okay.
I was like in grade 8,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
All right.
And so I was like 12 or 13. And then this guy was building the foundation for another barn,
This
like
is
an
like
addition.
a job where that's like you get shitty pay, but then the guy goes, "But you make so much character. This is a job
Yeah,
that builds
like
character."
you just tell me your parents are proud because you're going to do something and you're going to work and I'm going to make some money for some video games.
Yeah.
But then it got real because I was one of those kids too. I was naive because I lived around farms and I was like, I wish we had a farm because we didn't have a farm. And then 3 days on there, I'm like, I'm so fucking glad I didn't grow up on a farm.
Yeah.
But I remember this dude. So we were building a foundation. He was building a foundation for like an addition on his barn, and it was raining that day, and it was like maybe 2 or 3 degrees. It was freezing. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I don't give a fuck. It was freezing cold, and it's raining, and I'm in mud, literally like up to my knees in mud. My boots keep getting caught in the mud, and at one point I'm digging under this foundation, and he's got, because you know the old men, like that, it's always generational, the farm, right? So you got like the grandpa, the father, and then the son's working. And the grandpa
I
was
don't want to
still-
be a farmer anymore, Dad. I want to have dreams of moving to the city and being an architect.
Not these guys. They
Ain't gonna be an architect. No son of mine's gonna have some fairy ass job.
True thing I heard the gas station guy goes, yeah, my father said, he goes, well, what would you do if you won $1 million? And he goes, if I won $1 million, I would farm until I was broke again. I'm like, okay, it's a lifestyle, and that made
no money
me
in
want to
farming these
kill
days.
myself. But anyways, I'm down there in the mud. I'm down in the mud, and I'm digging, and the grandpa's up there, and he's just whipping rocks from the top, right? These are the rocks we picked the day before, and are using them in the fucking wall, the foundation,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
And this motherfucker dropped a rock, Danny, like a rock bigger than my head from like 10 feet up or something,
That's
right on top of my
occupational health and
fucking
safety
head.
violation.
They don't give a fuck. That's why he's hiring kids from the community to do the work.
Yeah.
Dropped a rock on my head like I'm talking an ear ringer, dude. Like, I got clapped with it.
Oh.
And I remember like, oh, and I came to like, I remember after I was like, oh, dude, I just got fucking smoked. And he's like, back to work. And I finished that day, and I just remember it was like a 10-hour day
Oh, it
in
sounds like a
rain
story where you-
and cold and mud and a rock off the top of the head. And that job, I quit. I
Yeah.
didn't go back. I couldn't do it, man.
100%.
I wasn't built for that.
Yeah. Why would you?
Also, Danny, I think he was aiming for me.
100%.
I don't like that Campbell kitty.
He's not blood.
Yeah,
he's not blood, so I'm going to draw some and send him home.
Yeah. That's a shit story. That like, well, no,
Yeah.
it's a good story.
No,
But like,
it was all shit.
but like that's like really, it's really tough, man. That almost reminds me of like I had my buddy Nick and his dad. Like they had a wood fireplace like furnace, and every year you'd have to go and cut trees and then come back. and then split them and stack them and do all these things. But I would always get dragged into the chores, and then I'm like part of this family doing all these chores, like child labor and all this shit. And then I realized that like I was like, oh, this isn't my family. And then I just stopped in the middle of it. And he's like, why are you stopping, Martinello? I'm like, I'm just going to go home. And he's like, what? Job's not done. And I go,
Click your heels back to Kansas, motherfucker.
No, I was like, yeah, I know, but like, I don't want to do this anymore. And like, this isn't my house. And like, I have a furnace. So like, I'm just going to go back. And then just the look in my buddy, in Nick's eyes, he was like, no, don't go.
Please.
But then it was also a little bit of a look like I just got out of jail. And he's like, run.
Take me.
Run.
Take me.
Run. And then his dad was like, oh, this is the kind of character you're going to show. I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, like, see ya, dude.
Awesome. The dad's ribbing you on the way out. You fucking pussy.
But I don't know. There was this one job I had. 2 jobs. I quit. One was I worked at this place called Coliseum Steak and Pizza, and I was a busboy, and I was hanging out with
That's most Edmonton shit ever, too.
Yeah,
Come for steak and pizza.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
jello and
No,
crab legs. Welcome to the Mandarin.
It's a really good restaurant, and like back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was like, or like 80s and the 90s, it was like fucking banging. And then when obviously they moved from Rexall to Rogers Place, it kind of like died down. But I was out with my buddies, and I had to go do this busing job, and I didn't really want to. And then I was like, oh, man. And my other friend just quit that job. And then he was like, call in and quit. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, what am I going to say? He's like, you just call in and say that the job sucks monkey balls. And then I was like, should I do it? And they're like, yeah, yeah. And then I called in, and then I was like, oh, hi, yeah, this is Danny. I'm just not going to come in for my shift. And they're like, oh, what? Why? We need you. I go, I just don't really like the job, and I think I'm going to quit. And they're like, what? Why are you going to quit?
Say monkey balls.
No, I did.
Say monkey balls.
That's what he was looking like. And then I went, I don't know. I think this job just kind of sucks monkey balls, so like I'm not going to come in. And then they were like, okay, bye. And then they hung up on me, but they were our neighbors. And my parents got this job, and my brother was like a chef there.
Great.
And he was like, dude, man, you're going to quit? And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. This job sucks. And he's like, yeah, man, you got to get out of there.
I like that you just had you were the kid with no character in town.
Yeah.
Don't touch the Martinello. The youngest one?
Yeah.
That guy's shit.
Yeah. He's too busy doing his plays.
Yeah, that's right.
But then there was another job I had it was at uni first. And it was like a Canadian linen, or like the place that has the floor mats. So they'd go to like an Earl's or a restaurant, give you your like towels and your fucking aprons, and then put down the floor mats in all the stores, or they'd give you like the piss pucks in the urinals, or they'd give you the deodorizers for the hallways. And I had to do this route, and I told the guy, I'm like, hey man, like I'm stepping down, but I'm just gonna come and help for these next 2 weeks. And then he's like, okay, like, don't worry about it. Oh, no, this is what happened. I was driving, and then the wheel fell off of my truck while I was going like 120 on the Henday, and then fucking I had to like...
This is figuratively and literally. The wheel came off.
Oh, no, with like the truck started going... And then I went, what? And then I saw my wheel just shoot past me, and then I had to get in the ditch, and I almost jackknifed it. And then I was like, man, like, I'm not doing this shit. And then I'm like, I quit. They're like, no, don't quit. We'll give you like, just go and help people with the routes. And I was like, okay. And then so they gave me like 2 weeks of like being on like minimum labor or whatever. Let's try and keep this kid in the job. And I was supposed to help this guy. And then I walk in, and I go check my truck. Truck's full, right? And I go, oh, that's kind of strange. And then I go and I'm walking around, and then I see, okay, I still got my order for today. And then I look around, and then I kind of like swish my keys, and I'm looking, and I go to my boss. I go, hey man, like my truck's still full. He goes, oh yeah, but he called in sick halfway through the shift yesterday, so you got to finish his orders and then go and pick up these ones and then go and do another thing. I go, that's going to be like a 15-hour day. And he's like, he's like, yeah, so you better start. And I'm like, okay. And then I just remember I'm looking at this warehouse of like clothes. They're all flying on the racks, like, and then I just look at my car. And then I look back at the factory. I look back at my car, and I go, fuck it. And then I just get in my car, drive home.
Get the fuck out of
there.
there.
And then I sleep, and then I call my mom. My mom was she's like at the door. She goes, Dad, you're home already? I go, yeah, Mom, I saw a full truck, and then I had to do another route, so I think I'm just not going to quit. I'm not going to go to work. I think I'm going to quit. She goes,
that's my boy.
No, she goes like this. She goes, all right, you should just go in and go back to sleep then. It sounds like it was a rough day to start. Don't worry. Don't go back. And then I just,
Oh,
and then I
wow.
went, yeah.
I would never have gotten that at home, dude.
Yeah, my mom was so stoked for me. She's like, I'll make us some breakfast.
Oh my God. I would have never gotten that kind of fucking.
And then I go there,
No.
but then I get a call, and then the guy's like, hey, man, did you come into work today? And then he's like, Danny? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey, did you come into work today? And I go, yeah. And he goes, well, what happened? I go, I just
Suck
went back
monkey
home.
balls, dude.
No, I said I just kind of went back home, and I don't think I'm. And he was like, "You coming back?" I go, "I don't think I'm coming back." And then I just hear the loudest. And then he like slams it, but then it was like
Because you left it on that guy's
dude.
lap.
But then like 3 weeks later, I see him at a bar, right, at a show that I was doing. And I was like, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" He's like, "Oh, nothing much." I was like, "Yo, dude, sorry for like quitting like that." He goes, "Oh no, man, fuck that place, dude. I quit 3 days later. You want a shot?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
Oh, he made it through that day, though.
Yeah, dude.
Your
but,
shit.
But like it, like,
That's character.
I think it's like so awesome just to like do walk-offs on jobs.
It is when you have the freedom to do so when you're younger.
Yeah.
Right? There's some people that are stuck in those hell gigs forever, kind of like we're stuck in this hell gig now
But
forever.
it's not a hell gig.
You can't walk off of this job anymore,
No,
Danny.
Because if you walk off of this job, dude, you walk off of life. The only way I'm gonna stop joking.
You
is
walk
when I
off of this job, it's the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh hell yeah, dude! And I always say, they say, well, how long are you gonna do comedy for? I say, I joke till I croak and the motherfucking casket drops, son.
Damn, Danny,
Put a
bars,
mic,
dude.
Put a microphone in my hand with the rosary, dude, and just let me sit there.
But I did have
a couple coins on my eyes for the ferryman.
To bring it all back to the beginning, we were saying it was hard to dream. It was hard to dream sometimes where we were coming from because you just didn't see the bigger picture. You didn't see Hollywood, the bright lights. I did have some inspiration because I was a big fucking wrestling fan at that time, and I had
Did you want to be a wrestler?
I had a life-size poster of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in my bedroom, just a naked man in small underwear. My parents always thought I was gay.
With one eyebrow raised
And-
up.
oh, hell yeah.
Sweaty and
You
oil.
better believe,
Just
with the
did a
Rock
bunch of
and right-
oil like he's at a dinner
Yeah,
party.
yep, with
Yeah.
The Rock right across his cock.
Yeah, and it says, "Can you smell it?"
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Oh yeah, I was
With the
mixing up Booker
Jesus,
T.
bro, with the fucking championship belt over his shoulder. And I
With
looked
small
at that.
little Riddick glasses.
There was a time, Danny, where I did believe I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and there was a time where I did believe I could do it. And I used to.
What would your wrestler name be?
My wrestler name?
Yeah,
The Dork.
the Dork.
What would I never thought about my character really. Always wanted to be. I wanted to be a baby face. I wanted to be a good guy.
You wanted to be a babyface, bro. You're the
But then
biggest
a heel-
heel in the house right now.
No, and I think I think that was it. I think I was trying to escape it because I knew
Yeah.
deep down I was gonna be a heel.
Yeah.
But I knew that wrestling was for pretend, so I could be a good guy.
It's like, what do you want to be when you grow up, Jared? A good guy.
I remember one time because I used to
I want to. Oh no, I
wrestle. I
Can't
used to wrestle these fucking these big stuffed animals in my basement. And one time I was too
You're just
old.
actually wrestling your dad's blow up doll. Just taking a soft fucking
yeah.
pit to the face.
Just putting my fist in its mouth.
yeah,
That's my finisher.
yeah.
No, but I remember suplexing this giant Smurf that we had in the basement. I suplexed him, and then I looked up the stairs, and my dad was walking by, and he just stopped at the top of the stairs, and he looked at me and went, and then he just kept walking, dude. And then as soon as he left, I rolled it over, pinned it, and counted 1, 2, 3, and then I went to bed.
And then he wiped your tear with the Smurf
Finished-
hat.
I finished the match.
Yeah, Daddy, why don't you love me,
I used
Daddy?
I used to dude. I used
Daddy,
to.
I suplexed with perfect form, Daddy.
I used to be asked to shovel snow off my back deck, and if it was a good snowfall, I'd be like, "Fuck yeah!" Because what I would go do out there then is I'd shovel all the snow into one pile
Do a
off the
fry
deck,
star.
and I'd Jeff Hardy off the
Yeah.
fucking deck. I'd be doing fucking frog
Swanton
splashes
bombs.
and swantons and flips and shit.
I loved that. That's why my next door
pretty
neighbor
cool.
had a trampoline, and they would always do like finisher moves on me. And I
Oh,
loved it.
trampoline was so dangerous.
I
So we
loved
did
them.
that too. We did that too. But like, you'd always have the friend's neck would kink.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
have to- when we break the egg,
They
we
would
have somebody just in the middle.
Yeah.
And everybody bounces. Those things
Then
were
they
so
try to triple bounce you.
I love how reckless those things were.
Oh, they were
I
great.
don't-
Did you ever put soap on it with a sprinkler underneath?
No, that's cool.
Break your
Did it
ankle.
bubble?
What?
Did it bubble or just make it actual glass?
No, it would just make it slippery.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
have dish soap on a trampoline. You're trying to bounce, and you would just like my
The 90s were awesome.
Oh, dude,
dude.
it was great. But then another thing was he had a small little garage.
Yeah.
But he didn't park his car in there because it was too small. It was more of like just a large shed. And they would take me on the top of it and then just straight up choke slam me like a good 6 feet onto the trampoline, boom, and then I'd bounce back up. A couple times I get launched onto the grass.
We should just,
All the air's out of me. They're like, "You all right, Danny?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it again."
I love when you had to make your own fondue. We used to just whip crab apples at cars in the night when they went by.
I used to squinch up bananas and hide in a bush and whip them at ETS buses while they drove by.
I used to take magic markers, and then I would take Vaseline, I'd lube them up and stick them in my ass.
Nice. I used to go and suck the finger of the homeless guy down the street to see if it made my teeth fuzzy.
Sometimes I'd wet a handful of toilet paper, right?
Yeah.
And I'd take the plunger and I'd cram it into the top of the plunger and I'd just fuck it.
Yeah. Sometimes I would take my mom's dish gloves and then I would stick half of it up my ass and I'd run around pretending I was a bird of paradise.
Oh, a peacock.
Yeah.
That's a peacock.
Yeah,
You blow you blow the glove up and then you tie it off, you snap it in your ass and you
And
run around doing the peacock.
Sometimes I would take blueberries and put them in my foreskin and
Dude,
then,
sometimes me and
and
my
then
buddy
I'd drop them in different baskets.
Dude, me and my buddies would just suck each other's dicks.
Sometimes. Did you ever
Just goofing around, man.
Sometimes we would sneak into the college auditorium and then we would all pick sections of the rows and we would just jerk off.
Sometimes, dude.
We would jerk off.
Sometimes I'd let my teacher take pictures of me in my underwear.
Sometimes my teacher, he would pinch my nipples and say, "If you told your parents, I'm gonna fuck your dad."
Oh, let's fucking set our intentions. We gotta go.
My
I got
intentions are
shows.
to forget about my principal.
I intend to wipe my memory clean.
That was a fun little one.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a good game we played there.
I'm gonna, all right. I intend to, stay off the bottle this week. Whatever. I'm gonna fucking go to the gym every day. Danny's out of here. I'm actually gonna sit down. I'm gonna write my goals out again this week. I'm gonna write clear, defined, attainable goals for the next 6 months, and I'm gonna start working towards those. I'm gonna get out. I got a bunch of shows. I'm gonna start grinding shows over the next few weeks.
Yep.
I'm gonna be cooking for myself. I'm gonna be cleaning for myself. I'm gonna be doing it all while Danny's gone, like a real fucking man.
Like a man, baby.
Like a divorced man.
Like a divorced man missing his housewife, Danny Martinello.
And yeah, man, that's it for me, bro. I'm just gonna really, I'm gonna dial in, baby.
Dial it in, man, because first, I guess technically this kind of is like college. We had a good time on the first run for September. We had our frosh weeks. We decided to get a little fucked up, and then now we realize we got a little bit of midterms coming up in a couple months.
Yeah, we gotta cram now.
Gotta tighten it up. My intentions going forward, I'm gonna stay off the bottle. I'm going to really rack up these streaks here. I'm going to excel in my shows in Winnipeg and Edmonton, and I'm going to tell the people I got the for sure A-OK and 110% thing. I'm going to be hosting the Jubilee Auditorium October 19th for Mark Norman in Edmonton, so that's going to be fun. I'm going to have a good time with him. I'm going to make sure everything is prime for him to hit the stage and just knock the shit out of that crowd. And then I'm going to go down to Austin after that, and I'm going to capitalize, and I'm going to try and seize my mothership. I'm going to try and seize a mothership fucking audition.
You're going to do it, baby.
Get it in there and start becoming a fucking little semi-paid reg, hopefully, there. And maybe I can get my name pulled from the Kiltony bucket.
It's all gonna happen, baby. Manifest destiny.
Manifestation.
All right, Danny, you're sitting in my chair, so you gotta.
All right. Well, thank you, listeners, for coming in this week. I think we had a really fun one, man, and I enjoyed it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and God bless America. I've been Danny Martinello.
I've been Jared Campbell.
And we've been the Dude Buddy Podcast.